Hello, am I audible and visible? Oh, thank you. Can I start?
Anupam sir, are we ready to start?
Oh,
I am delighted to welcome you all to the afternoon session of third day of Suset 2024. Over the past 2.5 days, we have experienced a wealth of knowledge, engaging discussions, and valuable networking opportunities. As we continue our journey this afternoon, I am confident that the session ahead will be just as enriching and impactful. A warm welcome to our esteemed speaker for this afternoon, Dr. Joydeep Sengupta. Your presence here is a testament to your dedication to sharing the knowledge and expertise. We eagerly look forward to your insights and perspectives, which will undoubtedly add great value to our program. As we embark on the third day, let us maintain the spirit of collaboration, learning that has been the hallmark of Suicide 2024. May today be filled with thought provoking discussion, fruitful interactions, and new connections that will pave the way for future innovations. Once again, welcome to all the third day of Suicide 2024. Let's make today as impactful and memorable as the previous days. It is my great pleasure to welcome our distinguished speaker, Dr. Joydeep Sengupta, to today's session. Dr. Sengupta completed his BTech in 2002 and MTech in 2004 from Bardhaman University and earned his PhD from IIEST in 2018. Since joining VNIT in 2009, he has amassed over 20 years of teaching experiences. Dr. Sengupta's impressive academic journey and dedication to education are truly inspiring. He has supervised 4 completed PhDs and is currently guiding 2 more scholars. His mentorship extends to over 24 MTech theses and 100 undergraduate projects, demonstrating his commitment to nurturing the future engineers and the researchers. With more than 20 papers published in essay journals and 50 papers in the MEITY and has been prolific contributions to various short-term courses. Additionally, his innovation work has led to the filing of patents and he has served as a session chair at numerous conferences, showcasing his leadership in the academic community. We are honored to have Dr. Sengupta with us today, and we eagerly look forward to the insights and knowledge he will share. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Dr. Joydeep Sengupta. Sir, now the session is all yours.
thank you, madam. Thanks for the nice introduction. So I am pleased to be here as a part of this program. Before going to the formal lecture, I would like to tell you about some collaborative work that is going on in our institute. Since I am representing National Institute of Technology Nagpur, that is Visvesvaraya National Institute of Technology, VNIT. So here actually a lot of opportunities are also there that I want to mention first before starting my lecture. If you are eagerly interested to do PhD, then also in our institute, part-time program is also there, full-time program is also there. In case of full-time program, if you have get qualified, then you will get a stipend nearly 40,000 for first 2 years and then 45,000 for remaining 3 years. If you have a non-GATE candidate, you can also pursue full-time PhD there, but you will not get any stipend. If you but you want to do your PhD in part-time basis also. So if anyone is interested to do that, he may see our website. Our advertisement will be there at the month of November. Again, there are MTech. We also taking MTech non-GATE student if some seats are vacant for after CCMP. In that case, you have to apply there and you have to get an you have to appear for a test, and if you are qualified, then you can also be included. So these are those basic things. We have a lot of R&D projects from ACRB, MIT, etc. So if anyone whose field of interest matches that, he or she can act as a co-PI, or if you have any idea you want to go for patent, or if you want to publish a paper, if funding is not available, you can contact. So what many are there, time to time I will be telling you. So first of all, we will now start our formal presentation. So I'm sharing my slide first, then we will start. 1 minute. Some internet issues are there. My screen is visible. Hello. Is the screen is visible?
Everyone, due to some problem in the speakers in, we are going to connect soon. Please stay.
Is it, is it visible now?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay. And changing the slide, is it working fine?
Sir, can you make a change, sir, so that we can take?
The slide is changing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is
No,
completely okay.
slide show में check ऐसे ऐसे ही दिखाएंगे. Is it okay now? Is it okay?
Yes, sir. But
Yes, sir.
the slide is not the in full screen mode.
Now?
No, sir, it is not in full screen mode.
Okay. Now slides are showing. Is it okay now?
Sir,
we
it will
can
be
see
great
the
if you
slide.
put this on a full screen mode.
Here I am from here it is in full screen. Again I am doing that. I am going to side slow again from the beginning. Now for me it is full screen. You are say full screen. It is going happening with you or not?
No, sir.
Some issues are there. That is it. I can go with this. Okay, then I can start here. Some network issue is there because in my Google Chrome, in my screen it is full screen. I am going from side slow, but it is not showing there.
Sir, you can start over here. If there is some problem occurred, we will.
Now full screen is there.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Without slideshow. Okay, then without slideshow. Okay, okay. Okay, good morning everyone. So good evening everyone. So sorry for the delay, but I don't know why it is not working properly. In morning also I took a online lecture and it is okay, but now I don't know why it is going on. Okay, so our topic is high frequency communication system along with wireless sensor network. Now, high frequency, the word high frequency is need to be explained properly. That is what is the actual meaning of high frequency. Now we know that if we go for the analog communication, there are mainly three type of modulation. One is amplitude modulation, one is frequency modulation, and one is phase modulation. Rather, we can say we have two type of modulation. One is amplitude modulation, one is angle modulation. And angle modulation has two type. One is frequency modulation and one is phase modulation. So if we go for the amplitude modulation, then we will see the transmitted signal frequency range from kilohertz to a little bit megahertz 1 or 2. And if we go for the FM, the transmitted signal frequency is in the order of megahertz. So, like if you go for the any FM radio station, 106.2, 98.5 FM, all of their carrier frequencies in the order of that megahertz only. But if
Sir, you are not audible.
I am audible or not?
Sir, now you are
Yes, sir,
audible.
now you are audible, but slides are not moving.
Sir, now you are audible. Sir, you are not audible.
Hello, I am not audible.
Yes, now you are audible, sir.
Okay, one minute. One.
All the participants are requested to please stay. There are some technical glitches from the speaker's end. We are working on it. It will be shortly overcome.
I think there are some internet issue on the speaker's end. Please bear with us.
Yes, sir, it is visible. Yes, 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 sir.
Sir, it is visible now. You can start, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. Sorry for the delay. Some issues are there here. I don't know what is that. Because in morning I also took a presentation at SBNIT Surat. It was working properly. Any issues are there? Okay. So in my presentation, the contents are at first introduction, then architecture of WSN, then WSN node, then architecture of sensor node, then WSN versus MANET, then characteristics, application, design challenges, advantages, disadvantages, future scope, references, and conclusion. So before going to that, what we are telling for the high frequency communication, what actually what the wireless sensor network or any network will do, that we have to, if we introduce on that, a wireless sensor network is a consisting of specialty in distributed enormous devices using sensors to cooperatively monitor physical or environmental conditions such as temperature, sound, vibration, pressure monitor, or define location. Suppose for remote sensing, it is very much useful actually. A collection of sensing device that can communicate wirelessly. That is the main issue here. That is the collection of a number of sensors that should communicate wirelessly. Next slide. Next slide, please. Then, even though wireless sensors has limited resources in memory, computation power, bandwidth, and energy. Now, what are the limitations? The first limitations of memory is there, since the memory is not too high. So if we want to store a huge number of data simultaneously, then it is not possible. Again, computational power is another problem, because since very less power required is there, so if the computational power is more, then also it will not work, and the bandwidth also less, and the energy is also less. So with very small physical size, it can be embedded in the physical environment. That is the advantage of WSN. That is, with very small physical size, it can be embedded in the physical environment. And self-organizing multi-hop ad hoc network is also be there. Next slide, please. So if we just see for the wireless sensor network, then this is the gateway or sensor node. These are the gateway, and these are the all the sensor nodes. So the signal is coming from this black wire. It is go to the gateway sensor node, and from gateway sensor node it is distributed to different network according to either by frequency or by power, depending upon which algorithm we are using. Okay, next slide. So if we go for the architecture of WSN, we will find there are mainly some block. One is local unique address, one is data centric. If we want to understand this vividly, we can take an example, that is each node has a unique number. Suppose number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, like that. And attribute based maintaining architecture is there, so that from data is transferring from which node to which node, that is very clear, and data is named according to that. So data is named by one or more attributes. Example, each mode is each node is distributed or distinguished by an attribute. GPS sensor is a practical example of that. Like GPS sensor, if we want to send the information in different sensor, so depending upon different attributes we have to choose. So the global positioning system, the total signal can be achieved from that. Next slide, please. So wireless sensor node, if we are saying about them, sensor should have a transducer, convert physical phenomena like heat, light, motion, vibration, and sound into electrical signal. And in sensor node, basic unit of the network is the sensor node, containing onboard sensor, processor, memory, transceiver, and power supply. And sensor network consists of large number of sensor nodes deployed either inside or very close to the sense phenomenon. You can take an example of body area network. So obviously they are placed in their predetermined position, so that all the information of the body we can get it by different sensor. With the help of some sensor we can get the value of alpha, beta, gamma. Here some with the some temperature value can be achieved, some pressure value can be achieved, blood sugar value can be achieved, rate can be achieved. All of this can be achieved in that way. Next slide. So if we go for the architecture, The first is the transceiver, then from transceiver it will go to the microcontroller, and it will go to the microcontroller, and so then to the external memory. So the analog to digital converter actually the sensor signal will be coming to ADC because the signal may be analog, so it should be converted to digital before going to the microcontroller. And the power source is also attached to the microcontroller. Okay, next slide. So data aggregation, if we think for data aggregation, it solves implosion and overlap problem and energy efficient. Now, what do you mean by implosion and what do you mean by overlap problem? Since here each sensor is numbered, so their nomenclature is totally different from each other and each sensor is unique. So there should be not flooding or data overlap of the sensors. So those problems will not be there. And for that reason, obviously it is energy efficient. Okay, next slide. So if we compare the wireless sensor network, that is WSN, versus the mobile ad hoc network MANET, then there are, we can go for the comparative study of that. Then similarity is wireless and its multi-hop networking, security, public key cryptography, and symmetric key cryptography. Routing supports specified traffic pattern, cannot afford to have too many nodes, states, and packet overhead. This is the main advantage of WSN, that no packet overhead, no flooding, that is there. Support any nodes pair, some source routing, and distance vector protocol for heavy control of the traffic. This is the difference between them. And for resource allocation, tighter resources, that is power, that we already mentioned, power, processor, speed, bandwidth, all the thing, and it is not as tight like WSN. So obviously, from that comparative study, you can say why, what is the importance of WSN here? Because one thing, it is wireless, and similarly the flooding or data overlap or uh, packet overload, this type of problem will never happen here, and resources are too much tighter, so the misuse of the resources will not possible in case of WSN. Next slide. So if you go for the characteristics, then power consumption constants for nodes using batteries or energy harvesting, ability to cope with node failure, mobility of the node is also possible, heterogeneity of the nodes, scalability of the to larger scale development, ability to withstand harassed environment condition, easy to use, costly design. इसमें ability to withstand harsh environmental condition is very much important because it is too much independent upon the external change in weather condition. This is the too much advantage of here, that is with the change in external weather condition is will be changed. And another is mobility of the nodes. This is a unique feature. Mobility of the nodes is possible here. Next slide, please. So factor that influencing WSN design, the first one is fault tolerance, second one is scalability, third one is production cost, fourth one is hardware per state, fifth is sensor network topology, then environment, then transmission media, then power consumption. In power consumption, we have to monitor the three things. One is sensing, one is communication, and one is data process. So, can anyone tell me what do you mean by fault tolerance here? What do you mean by fault tolerance? When we are designing WSN, we have to influence by fault tolerance. What is the meaning of that? Can anyone elaborate? Can anyone elaborate? No one want to elaborate. What do you mean by fault tolerance? What do you mean by fault tolerance? Can anyone? यहाँ जो सीन में है, okay. Whom I asked, he will have to give the answer. I am seeing Aditya Pathak, Anupam De, Somen Pal. Aditya Pathak, can you tell me what do you mean by fault tolerance? Aditya Pathak.
Sir, I am Tamosha. Sir, mainly fault tolerance ensure that the network can continue to operate correctly even when some of its components fail or experience issues.
Very good. If one of the node is, suppose it happens that in WSN network, one or two node may not operating. So if one or two node may not operating, that means the total system will be damaged. This is not like that. There are alternate paths so that the system can go on. This is called fault tolerance. Very good, madam. Then what do you mean, anyone except madam, scalability? What do you mean by scalability? General. In general, what do you mean by scalability? In general, so
Sir,
many
can I say,
poly.
sir?
हाँ बोलिए.
Sir, basically, scalability is a kind of network ability to maintain the performance and functionality, basically in terms of number of sensor nodes, and
Yes.
scale the network when the network is increasing.
Yes. So we can scale it accordingly. This is last line is very much important when the network increases. So suppose we design it for a particular purpose. Now due to some other purpose, we can increase it and we can have the property of scalability. Very good. Production cost, obviously we require low production cost. Hardware constant, obviously there should be there. Sensor network topology that we already discussed. Environment we already discussed. What do you mean by transmission media here? Transmission media. What is the meaning of that in here? But when we are designing WSN network, how the transmission media affect the design? That is my question. Somen Paul. अच्छा बोलिए मैडम, तमोसा चक्रवर्ती आप ही बताइए.
Sir, I have not heard the question, sir. Can you repeat it?
मेरा बोलना है कि हाउ ट्रांसमिशन मीडिया इन्फ्लुएंस WSN डिजाइन. You are getting my question, madam?
Yes, yes, yes. Actually, sir, in terms of efficiency, sir, can I audible, sir?
Ah, you are audible.
Oh, okay. So basically, as per my knowledge, uh, it can be the play a pivotal role in terms of efficiency and reliability.
Actually, I have a R&D. I already completed the project. The project was underwater communication. So when underwater communication we are doing, we have to design our WSN on the transmission media dependent because some sensor, all the sensor may not be transmission media dependent, but some sensor are transmission medium dependent. Suppose if I want to put a sensor within the water, then if we expect the same result or same data from that, it may not happen. So when we are designing a WSN, in which media we are using the network, that is important. Because when we actually, our project does to MI communication, underwater MI communication, so that soil testing can be possible. We will send a signal, and from that we are taking the data from the sensor, and from the that data we can analysis what is the percentage of arsenic, what is the percentage of iron, what is the percentage of sulfur, like that. In that case, choosing of sensor is a very crucial thing because for underwater communication all the sensor will not work in a same manner. So this is one of the thing that we have to be cautious before designing our WSN system. Am I clear? Am I clear? Or anyone has any doubt?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then power consumption, very less power. We should think how much less power will required for sensing and for communication and for data process. If very less power will require, then our device, then our design is very good. Okay. Next slide, please. So, what are the applications? Military applications is the first thing. So, can you have any idea ki how WSN can be used for military application? Can anyone has any idea? A lot of people are now joined. Devlina Karmakar, can you tell me? Devlina Karmakar is there. Dinesh Babu, can you tell me?
Uh, sir, sir, basically, our program is also broadcasted in YouTube also. So there are few members in Google Meet, and the most of the other members are in
Okay,
YouTube.
okay. So they should not answer. Okay, okay. Military application means suppose sensing of mine. In Maoist area, actually what is happening under the road, they used to put mines. So when military car or truck will travel, there is an explosion and the thing will be there. So how to detect? So before going to the truck, if we send a model car which will have the sensor and this sensor can detect there is a presence of mine or not, then our purpose will be solved. So this is the first application, how we can use WSN for military application. Second is environmental application. Environmental application I am telling we can say soil testing, we can go for mud testing, we can go for know the temperature, pressure or atmospheric condition of any place with a non-touching method. We can do that. Health application, body area network is a very good application of WSN for health. So we can get his heartbeat, his stress monitoring signal, his blood sugar, all the thing can be calculated with the help of that. Then home and office application, for home automation and office automation is required. So that is the automatic application, and other commercial application is also there. Next slide. So what is the advantage? The first is it avoids a lot of wearing. This is the main thing because it is wireless. So it avoids a lot of wearing. Then it can accommodate new devices at any time. That is the scalability property. It's flexible to go through physical partitions and it can be accessed to a centralized monitor from remote. That is the main advantage of it. Next slide. What is the disadvantage? The first is low speed because here we have to restrict the bandwidth, restrict the power so that data overflow is not be there, flooding is not be there. So for that reason the speed is less. Then less secure. Why it is less secure? Can anyone tell? Why it is less secure? It is written here. Less secure because hackers laptop can act as an access point, but how it is possible? How it is possible? It is possible only when you connected it to their laptop. Otherwise, it is not possible. Okay. So that is that. So if you use your username password to other laptop, then it can be possible. Otherwise, not. More complex to configure than wired network. Configuration problem is there. Get distracted by various elements like Bluetooth. It is there. Thus, distraction is there. Still costly at large. It does not make sensing quantities in buildings easier. it does not reduce cost for installation of sensor. That is true. Installation cost is very high. It does not allow us to do more than can be done with a wired system. That is also be one of the disadvantages. Next slide. So what are the challenges? The first design challenge is heterogeneity. That is, the device deployment may be of various types and need to collaborate with each other. And distributed processing, the algorithm needs to be centralized as the processing is carried out on different nodes. And low bandwidth communication, that is the main challenge, that is low bandwidth. The data should be transferred efficiently between the sensors, though the bandwidth is low. So for that reason, the speed of the device is less. Next slide. Large scale coordination, this the scaling that I have already told. The sensor need to be coordinated with each other to produce required results. The utilization of sensors, the sensor should be utilized in a way that produce the maximum performance and use less energy. And real-time computation, the computation should be done quickly as new data is always being generated. Suppose you are taking the example of body area network. If we go for the heartbeat, depending upon the condition of the heart, new data is always come. In any live system, always new data has to come, and we cannot store more data because of memory limitations. So the computation pack should be very fast so that we can get the result. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then operation challenges of wireless sensor network. The first one is energy efficiency. The second one is storage problem, that is limited storage and computation, low bandwidth of high error rates, and errors are mainly common errors are wireless communication error, noisy measurement, and noise failure as expected. Because of wireless communication as error, because there are no channel in the world which is completely noise free. It is not possible to design any channel which is completely noise free. It is not possible. So for that reason, you have to be noise should be there. So this is one of the challenges, how we can design a WSN which will be less immune to noise. Stability to a large number of sensor network, survivability in harsh environments. Survivability in harsh environment means that is the weather condition. Suppose we are placing it near the underwater communication is put it under a road, and suppose heavy vehicle is gone there, so it may damage the thing. So this type of survivability problem is there. Experiments are time and space sensitive, obviously. Next slide. So if we sense the future of the WSN, smart house, smart office, nowadays it is also be carrying out. Can you tell me what do you mean by smart home or smart office? What do you mean by smart home? Can anyone explain? What do you mean by smart home? Can anyone?
Sir, every gadgets in the home are auto connected,
Auto
smartly connected.
connected, right? Suppose আমরা বেরিয়ে গেলাম, we forgot to switch off the lights from our car, from our office we can do that. So all the gadgets should be auto connected. Similarly for smart office, all the gadgets should be auto connected in a larger scale. So this is the future of WSN. So sensor controlling appliances are electrical devices in the house, better lighting and heating in the office building. The Pentagon building has used sensor extensively, so that they can say their office is smart office. Next slide. So if we go for the conclusion of our presentation, WSN possible today due to technological advancement in various domains. Innovation to become an essential part of our life. Design constraints need to be satisfied for realization of sensor network, and tremendous research effort being made in different layers of WSN protocol stack. This is the conclusion of today's lecture. Next slide, please. So these are the reference. So officially my talk is finished. Now, if you have any doubt about any thing or any service that we want to discuss, that we already told ki we have a each faculty in VNIT mainly have a number of R&D project sponsored by either ACRB or MIT, like that. So if you want to contribute anything or if you want to send a good student of you as a GRFE or she is get qualified but struggling, so you may send. So GR as a GRF he or she will get an experience of live project, and if he complete 1 year in his GRFship, he can be converted to he or she can be converted to regular PhD scheme. So where he can get also regular stipend. So this is one of the thing. Then you can ask your student, get student and non-get student both can go for MTech, because if some non-get students they are not getting an opportunity, he or she can join full-time MTech also here, but stipend will not get. Now our institute also gives summer internship program. In summer, 1 or 2 months, we are giving internship to the student for remaining colleges. They can come here, they can do the work, and ever if their work is quite good, we can extend it. We can go for paper publishing pattern like that. So if you find any student, he can really work for second year or third year, you can please inform us so that we can go for the summer internship with them. That is another opportunity. Now PhD is another opportunity that already I told. For PhD stipend for first 2 years is 40 and remaining years is 45. And each year you will also get additional 25,000 as a contingency. So that can, and if not, if you are a non-guest student, you are not get stipend. If you are doing part time also, you will not get stipend, but you will get 25,000 as a contingency for 1 year. So if anyone from you want to continue PhD, he or she is welcome here, but you have to appear for a written test as well as an interview. Okay. Our conference PCMS 2024 will be held on November. So you can publish, you can say any of your research work if you want to publish. You are most welcome. If anyone want to go for tutorial session, here if you search the website, you will find group registration is also possible. Institute registration. So institute can register for very less amount. Then 4 people can come here. Their registration is free. Their fooding is free. Certificate will be given. He or she can attend all session, but only accommodation you have to give. So institute registration is also possible for this conference. You can come. If anyone have a good PhD thesis, so PhD colloquium is also there. You can send your thesis. If your our committee find it is good, you will be awarded. And suppose uh, you have some knowledge or you have some work you want to publish in a good conference or good journal, but in case of journal due to page overage or for conference for registration fee are not able to do, we are getting a special allowance for that. So you can contact with us. We can I can help you monetarily also for publishing the paper. So if you want to give registration fee or page over length charges, then also that can be handled. So these are the
Sir, you are muted, sir.
anyone one has a I am muted from now or from what thing I want to repeat that I want to ask.
No, no, just for few seconds you are muted.
Just for 2 seconds. Suppose you have a good idea, but due to financial constraint, it may happen that the many institute not support financially. You are not able to publishing the paper because now your page over length is a huge problem. Suppose your paper is 12 or 13 or 14, 15 pages paper, but only 8 pages are free in the journal. So from where you will give the remaining charges? Or you want to send a paper in a good conference, from where you can get the registration charges? So in that case, you can contact with us for joint publication. That can be possible. Monetary help I can provide to you. So if in this conference, if you want to go for institute participation as a institute, you can register. For institute, 4 people, no registration fee will require for them separately. With that registration fees, 4 people can join. They can attend all the session, and they can their food, all the arrangement will be done here. Only their stay has to be arranged by them. We will arrange stay for them, but they have to pay. This is on. If you have PhD thesis, if you are already PhD, you want your PhD thesis should be appreciated, you can send that. If it is good, you will be awarded. So those things, just check our website, all the information you will get. And so any type of help, joint publication, joint guiding, if you want, that is also possible. Okay. We also in Karyashala we organize. We I personally got 5 lakhs from ACRD to run a Karyashala. So if you can send your student to the Karyashala, they will get 3 tier AC fare, and their fooding lodging is absolutely free, and they have no registration charges. So you can send them. So from my side, this is okay. Now, if you have any doubt or any query, please ask me.
Sir, if you enlightened your idea about how can we optimize power consumption in WSN network in terms of data gathering or in terms of transmission.
Yes. In terms of transmission, actually, these two are vice versa with each other. If we go for the high bandwidth, and then the thing is that the unnecessary loss of resources will be there. So how we should overcome the unnecessary loss of resources? That for that reason we should have a tight control on our resources. Now, to get the tight control of our resources, the power consumption is very, the first thing, the power consumption is very high. But if we are sending the signal via uh, with respect to power, like one of my students, Saurabh Tiwari, he did his PhD on that only. Non-orthogonal multiplexes, how different sensor or different base station can be allocated signal with respect to the power, so that power use can be possible rather than frequency use. Here also we face the thing, if we go for the frequency use, the number of user will be more, but in case of power allocation, the number of user is less. So how that is, there has to be overcome, that is another thing. So we can, with the help of scaling, some portion that can be avoided, but the total thing till now it cannot be avoided. This is a very good thinking. So this is the actually main drawback of, we can, or drawback now, what is the main concern of WSN, you can say like that. Any question?
Thank you, sir. Dear participants, if you have any question, you can please ask.
No question has two meaning. I understand all the thing, and I understand nothing. So I am a positive person. So I hope that you understand all the thing. My email ID is Jess. Official email ID is jsengupta@ec.gnit.ac.in, and my personal email ID is joydwp.sengupta44@gmail.com, and my mobile number is 9673 701 738. So if anyone has any, for any purpose, and want to communicate with me, he or she is welcome.
If anyone have any question, please ask.
Anyone has any specific question, please ask. Mega Sarkar, what Mega Sarkar? I don't know. Mega Sarkar, Mega Sarkar wrote something, but 1 minute. Sushovan Rai, good afternoon. Okay. Sanjukta Ghosh, sir, the attendance is provided here. Dinesh Babu, good evening to all. Dinesh Mechanical, Chennai. How I am supposed to contact? Meghna Sarkar, I already give my email ID. My official email ID is jsengupta@ece.gnit.ac.in, and my personal email ID is joydwp.acngupta44@gmail.com, and my mobile number is 9673 701 738. Okay, okay, Meghna Sarkar. Meghna Sarkar, it is okay. Okay. So, anyone has any question? Anyone has any question? Okay. Thank you all. Thank you HIT to provide me this opportunity to share my views. Actually, in first half, I had also a talk at SBNIT Surat, but the topic is different. There also we discuss about that. In online, actually, I at first the technical issues may come, which fortunately at the time will not be there. But if anyone personally want to visit here, personally want to see our lab, we have a very good EMI EMC center, that is anechoic chamber. We have in central India only we have the anechoic chamber, which is very good, well, or you can say NABL aggregation type of thing. So you can visit that. Any help you can contact with me. So thank you
If
all.
anybody have any question or anything to ask, please ask, sir.
Dinesh Babu, have you any question? K. Nityananda, have you any question? Sushovan
I,
Roy?
I guess there is no question from the participant side.
Okay,
Avana, you may take over.
okay, okay.
Okay. We are extremely fortunate to have you with us today, and your passion for the topic wireless sensor network was evident in every word you spoke, sir, and it has left a lasting impression on all of us here. Thank you so much, sir, for a
Thank,
truly remarkable presentation. Thank you.
thank you. So shall I leave?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I'd like to tell everyone to join our next session from tomorrow 2:30 onwards. Thank you.